Welcome to another edition of On Point, Potpourri edition. James, heading into holidays, a lot going on. Going to start with some bad news. Unfortunately, yesterday, champion, 5-time Grade 1 winner, Shared Belief, succumbing to colic. Just a devastating blow.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't believe it. I think like a lot of people had seen, where he had galloped the day before, and I had seen the video links that people had put up. Naturally, once I heard the bad news, I went and watched it. It was just, so hard to believe.
Yeah, and Jim Rome, a big media personality, addressed it A, on a Facebook post after it happened, but B, on his radio show today. And, his owners often lament. We heard it from the Jacksons back after the Preakness in 06. Nick Zito's talked about it. Really, anyone in the game. The highs are high and the lows are low. Jim Rome says he's going to come back, but you got to feel for him. They were on top of the world with this horse, and obviously the second half of the year didn't go as they would have liked, and I'm sure they were looking forward to getting it back on track next year.
Yeah, really just a great career. The Breeders' Cup Classic was his first loss ever. He got slammed coming out of the gate. But he came back, and his winning move rally in that Malibu, I thought, was just tremendous, going 7 furlongs, showed his versatility. Then he beat California Chrome in the San Antonio, great race, and his San Antonio handicap was just majestic.
Yeah.
He looked like set just for such a great campaign, great season, and it was when America Pharoah came along, it was easy to forget Shared Belief and all the promise he had at the beginning of the year, but people were really looking forward to that in 2016.
Yeah, no question, and he did crush him, and that San Antonio was a very rare early season treat with the way that shook up, and then the Santa Anita handicap, which you mentioned. And to me, both races made even more brilliant by the voice calling them, Trevor Denman, and he's hanging it up, at least at Santa Anita. He says he's going to do Del Mar. I'd imagine that's going to be a swan song, sort of going out maybe like Tom Durkin did, but 32 years at the great race place. Trevor Denman certainly going to be missed there as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned like with Durkin retiring. Denman and Durkin have for people our age and younger have had just so many race calls and race memories with those guys. Especially Trevor. He called Breeders' Cups for years, Triple Crown, and just such a distinctive voice and presence in the sport, and he'll be missed.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sure he's looking forward to the time off, but we'll look forward to having him back in the summer, and I'm sure the memories will flow even more then, but they are now. Twin Spires Twitter have been involved in that conversation, so check us out there. And then we'll shift to the East Coast. Gulfstream Park opens tomorrow, their championship meeting as they call it, and no reason really not to call it that. It is the premier winter destination now. Say what you will about California racing, but to me, the programs they put together, ending with the Florida Derby and just everything between the Claiming Crown and that in between, it really is the top meet in the winter.
Absolutely. And you look at it like Todd Pletcher, he's won 12 straight trainer titles there. Castellano has been the leading jockey like the last 5 years, and they're the two leading personalities, and they really come at Gulfstream as well as all the big stables do. I sort of see Gulfstream and being sort of a little similar to Saratoga in the way that, hey, there's a sense of anticipation and lots of good horses. So lots of good Derby prospects. They're going to be wintering there, and great stake schedule. So looking forward to. Too bad we're going to have all that rain on the opening day, but looking forward to the meet starting.
Yeah, for me, and you mentioned Saratoga, and I was thinking of the same thing with Gulfstream. Southern California just has this grind to it now with just the way the racing calendar shook out to me. And Gulfstream's longer than Saratoga. They run 5 days a week, not 6. But to me, those are the two meets where you have the maiden special weight races, the N1X for 3-year-olds once they become 3 at Gulfstream, the stakes races. It just has that full card appeal where you want to look and see what every race is. Whereas even in Kentucky, as much as I love the racing at Churchill and Keeneland, there's certainly your garden variety claimers and starter allowances and races like that. Not that there aren't those at Saratoga and Gulfstream, but it just seems like every day there could be an opportunity to see a special horse or race. So that's why I'm looking forward to it. Obviously the stakes, and we'll be talking a lot about the Derby and Oaks Points races, Claiming Crown in the meantime. And next week we'll be back to wrap it all up and look forward to 2016.
Happy holidays.